Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining ITTStar's webinar. So let's dive into VDI's pivotal role into achieving universal accessibility, fortifying security, and its cost-effective nature, which can significantly lower costs compared to owning hardware. So let's get the show on the road and take a look into how businesses can do more with less and how it can enable them to meet the challenges of the future. So our speakers today are John Aguilar, our cloud sales manager, who's an expert in understanding customer needs and how businesses can integrate technology and provide the best possible cloud solutions for their needs. Next, we have Shubham Singhania, our marketing research analyst with technical capabilities. He always strives to craft innovative solutions that can drive businesses forward. Then we have Raghav Dugana, our Cloud Operations Manager. He oversees cloud managed services at ITTStar with over 5 years of expertise in VDI. Today, we'll explore how AWS Workplace empowers efficiency and future-ready solutions for your businesses. So here's a quick overview of our session. So John will get us started with a brief introduction on ITTStar. Then Shubham will walk us through some common business problem statements and use cases. VDI can play a game-changing role for businesses to kill their competition by increasing efficiency and lowering operational costs. Finally, Raghav will walk us through a real-time demo with the AWS Workplace Services. Then finally, we will have a quick Q&A session. So, feel free to send any questions, comments, or concerns you may have in the Q&A chat. So let's get the show on the road. John, get us started.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Sanjana, and welcome everybody to ITTStar's VDI webinar. We're super excited to talk to you guys a little bit about what we do, who we are, and that's really my role in today's conversation. So I'm going to walk us through a very short presentation just to talk a little bit about our core competencies, other things we do aside from cloud infrastructure and VDI, which is the main topic of today. I know that's why you're all here. So I promise I'll only take 4 or 5 minutes of your time. Just want to give you an overview of who we are, where we come from, what we do, and how we support customers who are seeking to innovate and modernize on the cloud. So a little bit about who we are and kind of our scale. We do have a global scale. We're an 11-year-old partner that has got our start in IT staffing and application development services and quickly branched out into all the realms of expertise you see here on the side of the page. Our headquarters is here in Atlanta, Georgia. We've got a back office in not only Phoenix, Arizona in the States, but a development center in Bangalore, India, and then team members kind of scattered around the globe, whether that's in Mexico, London, Dubai, several other areas around the United States as well. Our team is about 120 folks strong, 110 folks strong today, and that team consisting primarily of delivery resources from cloud architects to cloud engineers to DevOps engineers, application developers, full stack developers, AI engineers, you name it. I'll talk a little bit more about these areas of expertise here on the right, but when it comes to AWS, the primary thing I want to tell you guys about is our general scale to support customer needs from a 24/7 basis, whether that's delivering projects or helping you support and maintain cloud environments. And we'll talk a little bit more about that as well. And as an advanced partner, we do have a proven track record of successful implementations, successfully partnering with AWS customers to solve business problems. So this is our battle card, right? Our general overview of our skill sets on AWS. We are a committed AWS partner. These are our 4 key practice areas: data analytics, whether that's data engineering, pipeline maintenance, data quality and data modeling, data scrubbing, all of the above. Cloud managed services, which includes our infrastructure team that we're going to be talking about when it comes to VDI and security today in our 24/7 services. Our AI machine learning team, as well as our application modernization teams. That's really our 4 key practice areas where our customers and AWS customers come to us with different challenges and questions and problems that they have that they need a partner to expand their internal skill sets. We do have a few key industry verticals that we work in primarily, but as a data-oriented organization, our typical motto is that data is data, whether that's in a variety of industries or whether that's in your industry. If you need help understanding how do I use this data, perform analytics on this data to get better business insights, that's when you become obviously the industry expert and we become the data experts. That's how we like to partner with our customers. If you already are on AWS, or if you've kept up or gone to an AWS Summit or AWS reInvent, or even watched an annual AWS podcast or video cast, you know that AWS has well over 200 services now, right? And all of those services continue to get more and more enhanced, more and more advanced. They're always pushing the envelope when it comes to allowing their customers access to neighboring technologies and continuing to give them more capabilities in those technologies. A lot of AWS customers struggle to maintain a team that understands the ins and outs of every one of those services. So wanted to give you guys a sense of kind of some of our key service specializations, the key services that we primarily lean on when it comes to delivering data analytics, delivering cloud infrastructure and managed services, either projects or partnering with our customers for support. These are those services. Our training and education and enhancement teams internally ensure that all of our delivery resources are kind of continuously maintaining their knowledge of how those services are being upgraded and new enhancements or features that are being added to those services year over year. So if you're experiencing challenges with specific AWS services that have capabilities that you and your team are not taking advantage of yet, something that is newer on the market, like a QuickSight Queue that hasn't been around for the 6 to 7 year mark, right? It's newer and people don't necessarily understand how to implement that new capability into what they're currently doing when they're talking about data pipelining and BI and dashboarding. That's something we can talk about. And obviously today we're going to be talking a lot about AWS workspaces, what the capabilities of the neighboring technologies that workspaces has and how you can use that to fortify and enhance your current or desired VDI strategy. You saw earlier on the slide that we've got over 200 AWS certifications, from professional to associate solutions architects to DevOps to data engineering and analytics, all of the above. We'd love to talk to you more about what we can do. We've talked about this a little bit already. Just want to give you guys a broader sense of some of the solutions that our primary 4 service teams are developing and work with our partners on. That being combining a lot of those areas. When we talk about data analytics, sure, setting up a data strategy and a data pipeline or a data platform is valuable, but how are you using that platform or pipeline to pipe directly into those applications to make them smarter, to perform analytics on that data, and being able to give either your internal stakeholders or your customer stakeholders that level of visibility into the data that makes you so important to them or that is so important to your business. How are you using AI and machine learning services to either create new products or make your existing products or applications smarter and more automated? Those are some areas and some marketplace challenges that we're tackling every day. Last but not least, I do want to talk about our Cloud Ops offering. When it comes to operational teams, obviously 24/7 availability is pretty important in today's world for a vast majority of goods and services. Leveraging a global team like ours to ensure that there are no errors, and if any errors or challenges are disrupting business in off hours or non-peak hours or middle of the night or weekends, having a team that is there at your beck and call that can integrate directly with your in-house team to ensure that your customers and your internal stakeholders have access to everything they need around the clock. That's pretty valuable and to our customers and to the majority of cloud customers. So if you're experiencing challenges around your operational team and maintaining that 24/7 availability, if that's a key requirement for your business, we'd love to talk to you about how our 24/7 follow the sun model is set up, what our Cloud Ops offerings are, what tool sets we have to support cloud infrastructure, to support cloud migrations, to help audit security, to ensure our customers have proper DR solutions in place, database monitoring, data operations monitoring, machine learning development around the clock, all of the above. Would love to talk to you guys about that. And I promise I'm almost done. We want to say thank you for being here to all of you who registered and who are attending. My name is John Aguilar. I'm our sales manager. I'm always available. So if you have any questions about today's topics or anything that's mentioned today, if you'd like a private session with our presenters, feel free to reach out. That's my cell phone number. You've got my email. And I do want to let you guys know that if you're attending today's webinar, you do have access to an offer that we're not giving out very often. That's 50 hours of free consulting work that can be tagged on to any kind of project or proof of concept around cloud areas, whether that's VDI or any of the other areas that we've talked about today. And we'd love to talk to you about how we can engage quickly, how we can help you to deliver more value to your business. But I really appreciate you guys giving me the time of day, and I am really looking forward to today's topics. So at this point, I'm going to hand it over to Shubham, and Shubham is going to start taking us through what the topics of the day today are, what kind of business problems and marketplace problems VDI is solving. So I'm going to hand the mic over to him. Shubham, take it away.
Thank you, John. Thank you, John, for sharing your insights, how customer can solve their problems. So hello, everyone. My name is Shubham, and I have been doing market research from past 7 years. In this past 7 years, I have seen a lot. Maybe pre-COVID you talk about, or post-COVID you talk about. Pre-COVID, things were good, but believe me, after the COVID situation, things are changing very fast. Every year feels like an era. Technology is evolving every day. So let me all welcome you to the world of virtual cloud. Let me show you how cloud can take your business to the next level. So first of all, the first word that comes in our mind is, what is virtual infrastructure? So actually, virtual infrastructure is a thing in cloud where you place your laptops or desktops in the cloud and you can access them anywhere, any place, anytime, and with an extra patch of security. No one can forcefully or hack your systems. That is extra layer of security, and you can log in from anywhere. And in my today's session, what I have done is I have pinpointed to some of the industries, so how this can be very beneficial to them and how you can outcut through your competition. So let me start through legal industry. So we all know what is the importance of legal resources and documents in legal industry. During a lawsuit or during a presentation to the client, you may need some legal resources, and you cannot carry your whole system everywhere because that contains some very critical information that cannot be compromised. So if you have a VDI, if you have your setup done in VDI, you'll have access to your legal resources documents all the time. You just have to click from your mobile or any device. You will have the whole system out there with the extra patch of security. Security. What matters for the legal expert is security, we all know. So AWS takes care of the security. You don't have to take tension. On top of that, ITTStar has 24/7 surveillance support. We monitor your AWS solutions workspace 24/7. You don't have to take care. And the best part is no one can even copy your documents from the virtual world to their own desktops or on their own devices. The next part is streamline data management. So there are cases or lawsuits which belongs very last, and several people may work at several times, and they all need a streamlined data management. We all want to see the real-time changes happening. So if there's VDI being used, you all have a streamlined data management and you don't have to worry about the changes. Everyone can work at the same place or different places, but the data will be all managed in a streamlined manner, and you don't have to go again and again and copy and paste options. Another industry which I want to focus on is finance. We all know how finance and insurance sector are using technology day by day. They are killing the competition by using new technology. So first thing that financial companies and insurance companies, while adapting technology is their security and the compliance. As soon as they want into a new country, a new religion or region, what they want is compliance. How will they get the compliance of that particular area or region on data security? So AWS make sure whichever reason, whatever area, all the compliances are met. And on top of that security, it has several layers of security. We work around the sun model, that is 24/7 bar monitoring. If a minimal thing we notice that is not good, or that is we feel that is insecure, we make sure necessary actions are taken and all the steps are being taken so that you are fully protected environment. Advanced analytics. We all know how the advanced data analytics is changing the world. Complete finance sector. Everyone is more and more dependent on the data security and advanced analytics. Everyone wants to use AI in this world, in their business, maybe finance, maybe insurance. And now the game has changed. They want advanced. That is real time. Now, no one wants to wait for something to copy from their desktops to the quick site and then go on next level. They want the right time to right go away on the go. They don't want to wait so that right decisions can be taken for the campaigns. On the go model. Whenever you are presenting it to clients or you are going into any meetings, you want to show something, you don't have to carry your laptops or the designs, you just can show on the projector or any devices with the VDI model. It's just a plug and play device. Another sector where the modernization is needed the most is healthcare. We all know what happened in COVID-19, how much the healthcare suffered. So here I am. So telemedicine. We all know how telemedicine is increasing day by day. Doctors can treat the patients round the globe. They can access the reports. If the doctor is not onto the system, he can just connect to the VDI, have the patient's report, and he can prescribe the patient a proper medicine. Maybe he has allergy. The doctor will know that by looking at his reports, previous reports, medical history, and he'll tell the patient what to take and what to not to take. Another thing is pandemic situation. If we face another pandemic situation like COVID-19, VDI can be a game changer for that. Doctors can use it and can treat patients all in a secure place. He don't have to be with the patient and treat them, but he will be more secure. The whole patient recovery will be much faster. Construction. One more industry where I want to focus most is construction. You know why? Most of the countries' development are measured by real estate development. Every country wants to go beyond construction, real estate. Everyone wants to build more and more buildings, more and more designs. So we all know when we go to the clients as a construction company, so we design a very good presentation to them in our high-end laptops or desktops, and that is every on precise decisions or precise markings are taken care. But when you go to the client in a basic laptop, you present that minute details, what you presented or what you prepared might miss out on the basic laptop. So what if I tell you, you can design that whole thing in a VDI, and on a basic mobile, you can present it to that client with that same edge. And the next thing, eliminate the need of desktop at sites. We all know key in construction sites how things are moving very fast. We get one floor more, you have to shift your office to the first floor or second floor, or from one place to another place, from right to left, any place. So you don't need that. You can make your office lighter. Just convert it into a VDI of office model, and your team can connect through any mode, and shifting will be minutes, not even hours. So that's all from my side. And at the end of that, I want you to tell you that you can contact us. We are very happy to give you 50 hours of free IT consulting for any project, and especially VDI. You will have a great security and universal accessibility, and plus this offering. Thank you all from my side. Handing it over to Sanjana, who will be taking care further.
Great. Thanks, Shubham. Truly fascinating stuff. So before I hand things over to our next speaker, we have a quick video explaining VDI in detail, and then Raghav will go into the technical aspects of it.
The way people work and interact is changing. Employees and contractors' need for a universal accessibility is a necessity. However, accessing their data and applications in a secure and reliable environment is a big challenge in the era where there is a threat of cyber theft. Customers can access their virtual machines as a secure desktop where 24/7 surveillance is offered as a service. You can provision one or go up to 1000 plus Windows or Linux desktops for your team working around the globe. Ensuring your organization's data is kept confidential. Virtual machines provide access to each user with storage in the cloud and no need to store any data in the local machine. Your team across the globe can access virtual machines with no complex licensing and commitments, ensuring a hassle-free experience. It's simple and easy to use, which creates a plug-and-play experience. If you'd like to implement a virtual machine in your organization, we will help you set up and launch the solution. We will create a bundle that is tailored to fit your needs and the company's vision. Once the setup is done, your team can start accessing their virtual desktops anywhere, anytime, and from any device in a more secure environment. If you want to feel the transformation, schedule a 30-minute quick call with us, and we will show how the cloud can revolutionize your business.
Great. I hope that helps you'll understand VDI a bit more. Now I'll hand it over to our next speaker, Raghav, who'll go over the technical aspects of VDI.
Hi everyone. Thank you, Sanjana. Let's not delay. Let's quickly jump into the workspace technicality, and finally, I'll be walking you the demo. Okay. Today, let's understand how to empower your remote workforce with secure and scalable desktop, which is hosted on the cloud. Comparison between let's do a comparison between the traditional VDIs, which is on premises, or the traditional PCs against Amazon Workspace. Let's also discuss some benefits and cost optimized solutions, and what are today's IT key challenges we all are facing on premises, and how would AWS help you to secure your data. And also let's understand about some seamless integration and flexibility on the workspace. Finally, I would walk you over the demo and explain a little bit about how to create a workspace and all of its custom options. If you look at the traditional VDIs or the traditional PCs, so you usually get a compromised VDIs generally, or compromised PCs. You are really not happy with that, and again, it takes weeks or months to make it available to your customers. On the other hand, Amazon Workspace is takes about an hour to deploy. From cost perspective, redesigning are actually quite expensive, and you require upfront capital investment. Whereas for Amazon Workspace, since it's all hosted on the cloud, you just pay as you go, and there is no upfront investment. Connecting to the other network and bringing back that to the corporate network, isn't that a scary thing? Security can be a little bit challenging in case of on-premises VDI and PCs. Where in other hand, Amazon Workspace, the data is stored on cloud with 256-bit encryption. Scaling up and scaling down are major concern. You would require to configure and procure and deploy expensive hardwares. Amazon VDI scalability can be done in just few minutes with no again upfront investment required. Application management on premises, where you have to deploy manual patches, updates, and restores, which are time consuming and expensive. In Amazon VDI, there is an application manager which automatically patches, updates, and restores. Lastly, the maintenance with on-premises VDI server infrastructure must be physically managed and secured, whereas in Amazon Workspace, AWS manages the entire infrastructure. Okay, let's all discuss why do we need Amazon Workspace. Let's deep dive into it. There are some business drivers, so let's discuss one by one. Firstly, personal computers. You need to manage the inventory, or you do not have a secured endpoints. we have a problem with the data backup, or it's a complicated process. Bring your own device is again another complicated process, and it's an expensive to scale when you actually need to add more and more devices. On the other hand, on-premise VDI, you need an upfront investment. You need a couple of weeks to deploy the infrastructure or the PCs, and it requires a lot of management. And apart from that, you need security so that your servers must be secured. Let's discuss about data storage. You also need a data storage to store data in multiple devices, and we have a limited control over it. And it's difficult and hard to secure the data. And also, there is no peace of mind from the data perspective. Let's discuss a couple of benefits what we are going to get from Amazon Workspace. Cost efficiency. What do you mean by that? You only pay for what you use. Scalability, security, accessibility, customization, high performance. Intensive applications and tasks can be executed very smoothly with high performance workspaces, automated backups, business continuity, centralized management, or the compliance. In summary, what I would like to say here is Amazon Workspace is a cost effective, adaptable, secure solution for all the business to provide virtual desktops to their employees, improving accessibility, customization, and overall productivity while reducing management cost and increase data security. This is Amazon Workspace architecture. Workspace are hosted on AWS infrastructure, with featuring robust security, data redundancy, and high availability. When I talk about streaming protocols, AWS Workspace uses PCOI IP or Amazon's own NICE DCV for efficient desktop streaming, providing a responsive and consistent user experience. Workspace can be managed through AWS Management Console, yes, offering centralized control over all of your users' configurations, their access policies, or their updates. Now, people need to work here, there, or everywhere. Workspace makes that easier, right? Enabling secure access to digital workspace. Now, anyone can be productive virtually anywhere. Leveraging PCOIP remote display protocol. The workspace streams highly interactive images with encrypted pixels. With unlimited user experience, working and collaborating, even graphic intensive projects using almost any device virtually anywhere. You are 10 feet apart or 10 time zones away, wherever the best works gets produced with Amazon Workspace. Cost optimized solution. Okay, this is kind of a service basically offered by AWS, that helps business manage and reduce their workspace cost. So workspace usually are deployed either an hourly basis or on a monthly basis. It provides an automatic recommendations for optimizing workspace resources by identifying underutilized instances, suggesting resizing or stopping an inactive usage. So these kind of recommendations are provided by Workspace. There is an option for that. By implementing these recommendations, organizations can achieve cost savings while maintaining the performance efficiency for their virtual desktop infrastructure. Some of the key IT challenges what we all have been seeing. So let us list down few of them. First would device diversity, performance expectation, security, remote access, software compatibility, cost management, data management, accessibility, backup and restore, user privacy, unsecured personal devices, resource allocation, software updates or the patch management, legacy system integration, and user experience. These are few key challenges I have highlighted, and meeting all of these challenges requires IT department to adapt a flexible and user-centric approach, and that's easily possible with Amazon Workspace. Let's move on to security. Security and encryption. AWS provides robust security features, including encryption, access control, and compliance certification, ensuring that your data and desktops are protected from unauthorized access and data breaches. If you ask me, how do we protect the data between the workspace, VPC, and your on-premise network? Can we really achieve this? Yes, it is possible. By setting up site-to-site VPN connection, by doing so, you can set up an encryption in transit. If you ask me, what if your applications which is hosted on your workspace wants to access another AWS service? So can you do that without going through a public internet? Again, yes, it is possible. This is where AWS VPC interface endpoint integration comes into picture. Using VPC endpoint integration, you can provide a secured connection within AWS network between the workspace and your EPC without going through a public internet. Lastly, security groups. They offer an additional layer of security by acting a virtual firewall for your workspace with the rules that you can control both inbound and outbound traffic. And Amazon Workspace compliance. Now, coming to the compliance and certification, they are very critical for regulated industries such as healthcare and financial services, right? AWS supports more security standards and compliance certification and provides more auditing and reporting than any other public cloud offering out there in market. If you read on this slide, this is I have listed down few like SOC 1, 2, 3, ISO 9001, so on and so forth. And Amazon Workspace is HIPAA eligible. If you have executed business associated agreement with AWS, you can start using Amazon Workspace to deploy HIPAA compliant projects, cloud desktops that access protected health information like PHI. Also, Amazon Workspace is PCI DSS level 1 compliant. What does this mean? With this compliant, Amazon Workspace can be used to utilize applications and files that access sensitive card holder data. Let's discuss about our customer success story. So this challenge emerged when our client Hitchcock needed to find a secure and universal accessibility solution for the staff inability to work universally with their entire database, which is actually residing on their on premises. And how did we resolve that? We basically did a preliminary research and discovered that Workspace was the best solution. This enabled the customer to maintain secure and consistent access to firm data source regardless of the location or device they were using. Furthermore, it enabled centralized monitoring and maintenance. Finally, we upgraded to the operating system and associated programs, which is implemented with the minimal disturbancy or delay. And what did basically customer achieve by moving to work, Amazon Workspace from their on-premise? ITTStar managed services team provided Hitchcock with much improved VDI solution, and what that includes: 24/7 live monitoring and support, consistent user experience across multiple devices and locations, improved overall desktop performance due to one-to-one VDI rather than one-to-many configuration, improved security for the firm data, including encryption, role-based access control, consistency or consistent timely operating system patching, containerization of data to control end users' ability to save data locally. This improved cost efficiency and predictable monthly billing. And again, this is easily scalable.
Raghav, quick question. So, how would you say that VDI handles security and compliance?
Okay. So Amazon ecosystem is designed to offer a wide range of security and compliance features to help you protect your virtual desktop infrastructure basically. As I already mentioned, there are some key aspects that handle security and compliance, like VPC, data encryption, access control, end user and authentication, or let it be patch management, compliance certification, data backup and snapshots, monitoring and logging, security groups, network segmentation, multi-factor authentication, client device security. It's again shared responsibility, Sanjana, where AWS are responsible for the security of the cloud, and we are responsibility for the security in the cloud, which means we have to manage the configuration and management of the workspace associated resources. How do we manage them smartly is all about the security. They have given us all options, and we have to make sure that we enable them and safeguard the data.
Okay, got you. Thank you. That makes sense.
Thank you. All right, let's quickly walk into the workspace demo. So for workspace, basically we need to have an Amazon account, and you need to decide which region you're going to host the workspace. And since it's a directory service, you need to check, like, there are many services in AWS. So we are hosting it on uh, workspace. So let me search for workspace. So yeah, I can find it here. Let me open the workspace. And you have three options like directories, workspace, and bundle. So let me open the directory here. And if I see the details, the directories are linked to simple AD. There's a registration code. The directory is active. There is endpoint encryption. So let me quickly go into create a workspace. So workspace requires a directory to be selected. So I would be choosing a directory which has already been there, because generally workspace directory takes around 40 to 50 minutes for the initial time to create. So I have kept the directory ready for the demo. So I'm keying in the username, uh, first name, last name, and the email ID. This is the mandatory details which I need to key in. Okay. So these are some of the users which I already have for the demo. So I'm just clicking next. And these are the bundles that generally I need to take. Bundles are like the compute type. You need a 4 GB RAM system, you need a 8 GB RAM system, or if you are doing a project which has high intensive graphics, so you need a 32 GB RAM with bigger storage with SSD configuration or HDD configuration, or a Windows 10, or you can put the standard bundles here, or choose by the filter like Windows or Linux. You have an option there. Uh, yeah, this one. So let me choose Windows. You have many Windows standard configuration. So let me select the free tier here and click next. And I have a running mode. As I already discussed, we have two options, always on or auto stop. So I'm choosing auto stop because this is for the demo. Let me select like 4 hours. And generally managed tags are used for billing purpose during cost expiration. Let me click next. Yeah, here comes the encryption. So I can create encryption both user volume and root volume, and yeah, volumes can be uh, selected by default here, or you can choose your own custom options, like if you want your root volume to be 200 GB or more, and user volume to be when I'm talking about root volume, it's a system volume what I'm referring to. So user volume like 500. Since it's a demo, I'm just selecting the standard one. So yeah, these are some of the configuration which I just selected. I would go and select on create, confirm. Yeah. So yeah, if you see here the compute, the root volume, it's showing information unavailable. That means it's getting created. So meanwhile, let me open the workspace which I already have. So it has a username, operating system, connection state as connected. Last when I used, what was my workspace ID, what is my registration code, which is very confidential. And if you see this link, https client.amazon work. So this is the link. Basically, you need to go and download the client. So once you download that package, try to install that. Yep. Okay. So the workspace is getting installed. So this is how the app looks on your desktop. So you would receive an email with the registration code. You key in the registration code and use the same email ID and the password which you initially gave while creating the workspace. So I would be giving my credentials here. Yeah. So this is how your workspace looks once you sign in. Starting session. Yes, it's a simple application. Okay. Now, if I just click on the workspace and invite users, right? So let me just select this and show you options. So this is what basically I was talking about, the customization. Okay. What is customization? So as we all discussed, like AWS has once you create the workspace, right, you have a lot of customization option there. So first one is invite users. So when you create a workspace, right, you can go and invite the users. So they would receive an email, and it will be having they'll be having registration code and the email ID what they have to log in. So consider me as an admin for an organization, and I am creating like 30 workspace, and I would be sending the invite to 30 different users for 30 workspaces. So they would automatically get an email with all the instruction how to connect everything. Then comes modify root volume. What is modify root volume? In case you want to change the system volume, like consider like your system volume is like 80 GB and you're running out of space. So that is where you can modify root volume. And modify user volume, it's again the other drive where you generally store the data. So you modify the user volume from 200 GB to 500 gigs, from 500 to 1 terabyte. So this is how you modify. And what do you mean by modify compute type? So in workspace, basically you get like standard value or performance. So what do you mean by all this? So you have a 2 GB RAM or a 4 GB RAM or a 8 GB RAM or 16 or a 32 GB. So depending on the the project or the work you basically do. So if you're generally using a workspace with an Adobe Word document and Excel, you don't need high configuration. 4 GB memory should be standard sufficient to fulfill that, right? So it again associated with the cost. And you have modify state here. What does modify state? So consider like your workspace is running and it's an available mode, and you need a maintenance, right? So you can put that on a maintenance mode here, and without impacting any of your data. Then you have rebuild workspace. Snapshots are automatically taken every 2 hours here. So we rebuild workspace features. This feature allows you to recreate a workspace from the last available snapshot. For example, have we are all facing issues right on our local PCs, like your system gets crashed. So there is a snapshot which automatically takes 12 hours. So the workspace identifies the last healthy state and last available, and it tries to use that workspace and snapshot and try to rebuild a new one. Restore workspace. So in this there's an option called restore workspace. Again, restore workspace feature in AWS workspace allows you to recover a previously terminated or a stopped workspace. The data on the workspace, which is the root volume or a system drive, is retained for a certain period of time, like 7 to 30 days. Or you when you're creating the workspace, you basically you can change that during the initial setup. So you can facilitate the recovery for that after the retention period, before the data is deleted permanently. So you're trying to restore that. Then you have manage applications. Managing application in Amazon Workspace involves installing, configuring, or updating or maintaining the software that user needs to perform for the daily task. So that is called managing applications. And we have something called as running mode. A restore workspace feature in Amazon Workspace allows you to switch between always on or auto stop. As workspace either runs on always on or auto stop, there is no other option, right? So consider if I'm on always on, I can change my running mode to auto stop, or from auto stop I can change it to always on. And we have create standby workspace, right? So creating standby workspace is a strategy to have a backup or secondary workspace ready for the users in case of primary ones goes down, and you are unable to connect. Automatically you can connect to the second one. This standby approach can help ensure a business continuity with minimal downtime for users. So this is called security, what, or you would not have any downtime the moment you are since it's hosted on cloud. You are unable to access to the workspace for some reason. Automatically you can switch to a different region and access the same data and same workspace securely. Yep, this is all I had. Yeah, thanks everyone. I want to express my sincere gratitude to all of you for joining us today in this workspace webinar. It It's been an insightful and engaging session, I think, filled with valuable information, ideas to help you make most of workspace. Now that without further ado, I would like to hand it over to Sanjana to wrap things up and perhaps address any final questions or closing remarks. Thank you once again for all for your time and participation. Sanjana, over to you.
Thanks, Raghav. Great presentation. Thank you for the demo. Just a quick question. So what if I wanted to migrate? Is there any chance of data loss?
Yeah, when migrating, ITTStar basically does a careful planning and execution to ensure like smooth transition with minimal risk or data loss. We do proper assessment and planning. We understand firstly like what is the current setup and configuration they have, what kind of data they have, how much data they have. They want to be migrating from their on-prem to um, AWS workspace. So we perform a full backup of the data before we start the migration, ensuring that data integrity and it is protected. Then we initiate the data transfer. We do test and validations. Then we perform the full migration, and once we confirm from the client like everything is available, there is no data leakage, then we start decommissioning the legacy system. And we do follow all these steps and best practices so that the migration to workspace with minimal risk and data loss and smooth transition for all of your organization.
Okay, great. Thank you. That's very important. So now let's get started with our Q&A session. Let's answer some questions from our participants. We can also provide an exclusive one-on-one session pinpointing your specific organization's needs. So, feel free to email us with any inquiries or questions you may have to our sales manager, John. His email is john.aguilar@ittstar.com. Okay, so let me look at the chat and see what questions we have. Okay, it looks like the first question is, how can you make sure that VDI systems can run smoothly even during busy times? Shubham, I think you should handle this one.
Okay, so we all know that AWS works on a very high scalable model. So as the load increases, there's a very chance of you can increase the load. So you don't have to worry about the high time or low time. That is taken care automatically by AWS and ITTStar. So as a client or as a user, there is no chance of downtime or data loss. So you don't have to worry at all. That's
Okay, great. Thank you. Okay, let's see what the next question is. How can I trust VDI? Raghav, you got this one?
Yeah, VDI basically it's very secured compared to your on-premises. You have no data leakage here. It's secured. You cannot copy any of your information from your uh, workspace to your local machine, and you have a lot of restrictions here, like you can do user management. You can have the cost associated, like you only pay for what you use. You can scale up. That is very good option. Anytime you can scale up or scale down. And you can put restrictions like if you want to use the workspace only for the 9 hours, right, on an active directory, you can easily set the configuration, and workspace easily integrates with any of your existing local applications. And you can use this workspace anywhere, anytime, and on any device. So that's not possible on the workspace. You physically need to carry your device. For workspace, all you need is a client which is sitting on the desktop or your tablet or your phone or in your laptop. You just open, put your credentials, and you get securely connected to that. And yeah.
Okay, thanks, Raghav. Okay, let's see. Next question. What happens when, one of my workers, for example, is trying to copy data from the system? Is there a way to keep track of that? Shubham, can you answer this one?
Yes. First of all, there is no option to copy only. So no one can copy your data from his system to VDI or VDI to his system. There's no chance. And even if someone tries to breach that, we have a 24/7 support there. That we call as a breach, and we'll become to know that, and all the necessary actions will be taken and informed, like which IP, which person, which area, location, and everything, as soon as someone is trying to copy. But mostly it's impossible. That's
Okay, got it. Thank you. Okay, next question. Will VDI increase my overall cost? Raghav?
Yeah. So Amazon Workspace can be cost effective for organizations, basically who is looking into who needs scalable or flexible desktop solutions. The cost for VDI, Amazon VDI, can again vary depending on several factors. So it includes the bundle. When I say bundle for workspace, right? So it's again the compute capacity and the memory. So what kind of a memory? uh, if you're looking at a 4 GB RAM system or 8 GB or a 16 GB, how much storage capacity you're looking at? You're looking at only the 50 GB storage capacity, or you're looking at 10 TB. Maybe you're running a DB database tasks there, and you're looking at a large volume. It's again depends, right? What RAM, what memory, storage, and usage. And there are also a few considerations we have to look at: initial setup cost, subscriptions cost, data storage cost, licensing cost, and AWS support cost, and maintenance and monitoring. It's important to conduct a cost analysis based on your organization specific needs. However, the cost effective solution varies from case to case here, and it's crucial to monitor and optimize your usage to control expenses. Yeah.
Okay, makes sense. Okay, I think you should also answer the next question. Will VDI work on a mobile, and can you explain how?
Workspace is designed to provide a consistent and secure desktop experience, and across different platforms, right? Which includes even mobile. Traditionally, all these days, people access Amazon Workspace primarily on traditional computers or the traditional laptops we have. However, the workspace can also be accessed on mobile, but with some limitations and considerations. Like workspace can be accessed through mobile device with the help of workspace client application available on various mobile platforms. You all you need to do is install the Amazon Workspace client on your phone. Once you log in with your credentials, and you have to make sure you adjust the display settings that fits to your mobile device screen. If you do not do that, it'll be very big, right? So once you connect to the client with putting in your credentials, you adjust the display settings which exactly fits to your mobile screen size and resolution, ensuring you have comfortable and responsive experience. Yeah.
Raghav. Okay, on to the next question. It looks like it's a business question. How safe is virtual systems when there's a disaster? So, Shubham, you want to handle this one?
yes, disaster. No one has the control over disaster, but while designing, what we do is we make sure it's your data is backed up in multiple regions, which we call AZs in cloud environment. So even if there is a disaster, if that is planned properly, you don't have to worry about any disaster. And the next point comes is how much is the downtime or data loss. That we have a 24/7 team, like I informed before. You won't have any data loss, and you'll have a very minimal downtime, or zero downtime, you can call it.
Great. Thanks, Shubham. So, as John mentioned before, all our participants are eligible for 50 free hours of IT consulting. You can send an inquiry to John, who will be able to help you further as per your business needs. Just wanted to thank everyone for joining us today and being an active part of our session. This is Sanjana from ITTStar signing off. Thank you.